Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs, my name's Glen Carlson. This is KPI Pro Tip number 21. And today I've been working pretty much all day with our growing sales team. And so I've been getting right into some of these sales conversations, and a number of the questions I've got from a whole variety of you guys out there in KPI land has been around this sales conversation, has been around how to structure it, what to think about. So the first few things that I want to set up as this pro tip are, when you're going into a conversation, a couple of the things you want to be thinking about are, how well are you already positioned? Whether it's a phone conversation or whether it's you're going into a meeting, right? So are you demonstrating that social status, that social proof, that you're in demand, that you've got a waiting list, that you're busy? Some of the ways that you might do that is you've got a secretary or a PA handling that sort of thing, that they can communicate that you're busy. So when you do actually show up, the person appreciates that, you know, you're not a one-man band managing your own stuff. Very easy to make all that sort of stuff happen now as well. The second is, how well are you already positioned as an authority, right? So when I used to call up, and it doesn't even have to be about you, right? When I used to call up original partners looking to get them to promote our event, they're always a bit, not really sure. Then I told them about the book. I sent them a copy of the book. Once they've got the book, bang, right? It's funny, even though it wasn't my book, right? That authority washed over me because it was my business. So you want to position those two things are really the big ones, right? That you're in demand and that you have authority in that space. And you want to consider, what are the ways in which you've set that up so you've got that platform of positioning. And some of the things that I find some of you in KPI land are doing is you're still a bit too humble, right? You're not, you're a little backwards in coming forwards in kind of like, I'm awesome and I need you to know I'm awesome, in a very humble, chilled kind of way. Like when I post you my book, that's not me bragging, but it has the same effect of building that authority. So it's really about positioning that in a really strong way. The thing that I really want to make this point of, and this is the big point that I've been making to my team, is that our product has no value. And I've been having this conversation about value because in my mind, something is valuable if it has utility. Something has utility if it's useful, right? Something's only useful if it solves a problem. So down at Bunnings or at the hardware store, there's a whole bunch of shovels there. But if you're listening to this, odds are you haven't gone and bought one of those shovels, because there's no problems that having a shovel would solve. So if there was a salesman trying to tell me how valuable that shovel was, I'm not buying it. It's not valuable to me. I don't care how well cut the blade is and how strong the wood is or how cured the metal is. All of that's completely irrelevant to me, because value is in the eye of the beholder. So when you're talking about your product and service and trying to tell someone why that's valuable, wrong. As opposed to, if you're helping understand the customer's problems, that is the moment where something becomes valuable. If I can help you realize that your garden or that hole out the front needs filling for all these reasons, and if the light bulb goes on for you and you realize actually yes you do, all of a sudden that shovel becomes valuable. So the thing that I've been helping our team get is that our product, the KPI program, the one-day conference coming up, no value whatsoever. But when they talk to our prospects and when they help understand, or they help to understand their business, they understand where they're at, they understand some of their frustrations, right? And then they can link some of those frustrations to what we do. It is only in that moment that if the prospect can see that connection, that the value starts to go up. The degree to which you can unpack your customer's problems and create a link to show how your solution solves those problems is the degree to which someone will see value in what you do. So if you're talking in a conversation about your product, your service, or what you do before, like in any depth, before you've really understood those problems, you've already missed the point in a big way. So that's the most important frame I could communicate. 90% of people talking about products and benefits and advantages and all that kind of stuff, but they spend woefully little time on actually understanding the customer's problems and the frustrations and the context of that. So that's my pro tip to you. The question that I would like to ask for anybody listening, and especially I want to give a bit of a shout out to those of you in Singapore and those of you in the UK as well as Australia, what are the top 3 problems that you find your market experiences? In less than a tweet each. Just communicate that to me in the notes. I would love to get a bit of an understanding of who your customers are, and B, the problems they're experiencing. Let me know just down there as well. Also, just as an aside, we've got our promoters retreat coming up next year. The one we had a few months ago out in the Hunter Valley was an awesome success. We had about 30 people coming along. We also have our brand accelerators coming up. I'm going to put the link in the notes down below. If you would like to come along to our promoters retreat, we would love it if you could shoot out a bit of a notification to some of your people about our events coming up. Birds of a feather flock together. If you get more than 10 people at our brand accelerator conference, that's a free ticket to the promoters retreat. And also, if you just get one person that decides to join the 40-week program, well, that's also a ticket to the promoters retreat as well. So ladies and gentlemen, pro tip number 21. Thank you very much.